Back at another YouTube video, it's your boy YG. Today we're gonna react to 10 best WWE matches of 1996. Let's get right into the video.
WWE were coming off the back of their worst ever year in 1995, so
Wait. He said the worst wrestling year is 1995? I ain't even know that. That's probably gonna be the next one he does. So yeah, this is what we're gonna react to. 10 best WWE matches in 1996. Let's go.
to pull something strong out of the bag. Did they? Kinda. Whilst they were still getting creamed by WCW, 96 was the year the ultra-popular NWO formed after all, the Federation was still able to produce some great storylines and, as we're about to find out, some stellar matches. At the very least, this was a much better year than 95. We can all be thankful for that. I'm Adam Pacitti from Cultaholic Wrestling, and these are the 10 best WWE matches of 1996. Join us! Number 10, Vader, the British Bulldog and Owen Hart versus Shawn Michaels, Sid and Ahmed Johnson at In Your House 9 International Incident. The company's July pay-per-view, the 9th In Your House event, was subtitled International Incident because its six-man main event featured wrestlers from multiple different countries. Hang on a second, the babyface team was made up entirely of Americans. And there was an American on the other team too. I want my money back. Flying the flag for the USA were world champion Shawn Michaels, Intercontinental champion Ahmed Johnson, and Psycho Sid, who was a last-minute replacement for the Ultimate Warrior. Their opponents were Vader, Owen Hart, and the British Bulldog, who were all under the watchful eye of manager Jim I Hate Fun Cornette. HBK showed exactly why he was top dog, carrying most of the match for his team and putting on great sequences with his three very talented opponents. He flaunted his wrestling chops against the more technical Hart, the more powerful Bulldog, and bumped like a madman for the Mastodon, putting him over as a huge threat. Oh, Shawn's teammates were good too, by the way, they just weren't Shawn Michaels. Vader ended up pinning the champion to bring this very fun, star-studded show closer to a shock.
Wait, I'm dead. Whoa, hold on. Vader pinned the champion Shawn Michaels, bro, on In Your House show. Six-man tag. I've never seen this match before, and that's probably why, because I didn't know that Vader pinned Shawn Michaels in an In Your House regular show, not even a pay-per-view. In Your House was just a regular event, I think, and it was like what, a six-man tag. Let's continue.
End, which led to number 9, Shawn Michaels vs. Vader at SummerSlam. Vader pinning the world champ made him the new number 1 contender, and there just so happened to be a SummerSlam around the corner that needed a main event. That was lucky, eh? On paper, you couldn't have asked for a better title match in 96. Michaels was the popular babyface champion with a high-flying moveset and oodles of charisma, whilst his opponent was a feared out-of-towner who looked like he could have crushed Shawn with one hand. Vader was booked like an absolute monster here, deflecting the champ's attacks like King Kong swatting away a biplane, whilst Shawn's determination to keep getting back up solidified his status as the company's main protagonist. Unfortunately though, this match is mostly known for one thing, and it's not good. Michaels went to hit a top rope elbow drop on his gigantic opponent, but Vader, for whatever reason, didn't get out of the way as planned. Cue a very angry boy toy landing on his feet and then stomping Vader in the head whilst yelling at him. Even with this and a few other blips, the match is still very good, but on a different day, it could have been top tier. Number 8, Savio Vega vs. Stone Cold Steve Austin at In Your House 8 Beware of Dog 2. The first broadcast of In Your House 8 Beware of Dog was cut off by a thunderstorm, so the company...
I'm not familiar with this match either. I don't even know the first guy really that much too well.
He just ran it back 2 days later and hoped
I don't know, I know Stone Cold, but I don't know the first dude.
Nobody would notice. This meant that Savio Vega and Steve Austin, who had recently started going by the nickname...
Wait, that attire looks familiar, but the name looks familiar. I just don't know the wrestler. Let me get that straight. I don't think I know the wrestler too well. I do know the name, kind of sounds familiar. The attire, this match, I think I've seen maybe a little bit, or I've seen a picture of this match, but I don't know it.
Stone Cold got the chance to have another go at their Caribbean strap match. The rules, which were that the two men had to touch all four corners of the ring whilst tied together at the wrist, could have severely restricted what they were able to do, but thankfully this wasn't the case here. Bully heel Austin tried to keep his smaller, plucky opponent down, only for the Puerto Rican to flip the script and get back on top, which included several brutal spots outside the ring. The finish was well worked too, as Austin accidentally pulled Vega into the final turnbuckle to lose himself the match. Vega would use this win to catapult himself up the card and go on to become.
Wow. Stone Cold lost this match. What was this, like a four corners match?
One of the biggest wrestling stars of the time, thanks to his legendary feud with Mr. McMahon. Or maybe that was the other guy? Can't quite remember. Number 7, Shawn Michaels versus Owen Hart at In Your House 6.
I'm guessing most of these are in your house matches.
Rage in the Cage. Shawn Michaels won his second Royal Rumble in 1996 to earn himself a world title opportunity at WrestleMania 12. However, at the In Your House show before the big day, he put that opportunity on the line against Owen Hart because Owen said some nasty things about him. Shawn, sweetie, you've got to have some thicker skin. Anyway, I shouldn't complain because HBK's hot-headedness meant that the crowd at In Your House 6 Rage in the Cage got to see a match between two of the best workers on the roster at the time. Michaels and Hart put on an absolute clinic, which came as a surprise to absolutely nobody. Not only were they able to pull off sequences that were practically unheard of in WWE at the time, but they took some big bumps too, such as Shawn suplexing Owen off the apron to the floor, only to then get caught by a power slam from the Blackheart. In a fantastic closing stretch, Owen ducked a super kick, went to
This, bro, if I was around in this time period, era of wrestling, bro, Shawn Michaels versus Owen Hart. That's two good, great wrestlers in the ring. Two good in-ring competitors in the ring going at it one-on-one. They know how to counter each other's moves. They know each other's skills. They know how to work with each other in the ring. They definitely don't have the same type of moveset. They have different movesets, but they're two talented wrestlers. That's the point I'm trying to get. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Let's continue.
Landed in Zaguri, only to miss that and get nailed by Sweet Chin Music so that Shawn could hold on to his place at the granddaddy of them all. Number 6, Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart at WrestleMania 12. For their most high-profile encounter that didn't take place in a certain Canadian city, Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart met at WrestleMania 12 for the World Championship in the first ever 60-minute Iron Man match. Well, the first one on TV anyway. There had been several house show Iron Man matches before this one, but why let the truth get in the way of a good story, eh? Opinion on this match usually falls into one of two camps. Either that it's an incredible display of physical ability, or one of the most boring things to have ever happened. Whilst it certainly was a choice to have 0 falls during the initial hour, there is no denying just how impressive it was for these two to pull something like this off. Oh, and the finish is fantastic too, with Shawn hitting an emphatic...
Yeah, this spot. I'm familiar with that spot. The corner of the Sweet Chin Music.
Super kick in added time to fulfill his boyhood dream and then yell at Bret to get the heck out of his ring. Only he didn't say heck. This is going to be a controversial pick for sure, but this match was just too historically important for us to leave off. Number 5, Shawn Michaels versus Psycho Sid at Survivor Series. From the beginning of HBK's first WWE title reign to the end of it now, as we fast forward to the 1996 Survivor Series. The show's main event was between the defending champion and his former friend Psycho Sid, who botched a promo earlier in the night because of course he did. Sid was supposed to be the monster heel and Michaels the all-conquering good guy, but fans had grown a bit tired of their flashy hero and so decided to support the baddie instead. Wrestling fans cheering a heel? Such a shocking development that. Regardless of the crowd crowd's alignments, this was a cracker of a big man, little man battle. Michaels sold like crazy to make Sid look good, and the master and ruler of the world was perfect as the vicious villain, especially when he turned his ire towards his opponent's manager, Jose Lothario. The showstopper's fondness for his old trainer would be his undoing, as whilst he was checking on him, Sid whomped him in the back with a TV camera, then hit him with a powerbomb to win the match and the gold. Boo, said the fans. At least that's what they were saying.
That was the finish on how Psycho Sid beat Shawn Michaels. Like, that was the actual finish for it. He did a heel tactic move, which was hit Shawn Michaels in the back with a camera, then hit the, what is it called? I think it's called the Psycho Bomb. I could be wrong. It's like he picks him up like this. It kind of looks like the Razor Edge a little bit, but it's not. Yeah.
Supposed to say. Number 4, Shawn Michaels versus the British Bulldog at King of the Ring. The previously mentioned Beware of Dog show was called that because the British Bulldog was in the main event, challenging Shawn Michaels for the WWE Championship. That match ended in a double pin, but the two were able to shake hands, have a chat, and I'm kidding, they both got very cross. This set the stage for King of the Ring and a rematch between Texas and Lancashire's favourite sons. With an extra 10 minutes granted to their second clash, Michaels and Bulldog took their time to slowly build the match's tempo with early headlocks and counters. Over time though, this pace quickened considerably as HBK used his quickness to try and repel Davey Boy's strength to mixed results. Eventually, Michaels smacked Bulldog in the mush with sweet chin music to win the day. There is an argument to be made that it was overbooked, it saw interference from Jim Cornette, Owen Hart, and special guest referee Mr. Perfect, but it was still a clinic from two of the best wrestlers on the books at the time. It doesn't get nearly as much love as it deserves, although that's possibly because Austin 316 was born on the same night. Number 3, Shawn Michaels versus
So pretty much Stone Cold's a moment overpowered theirs.
Diesel at In Your House 7, Good Friends, Better Enemies. 1 month on from his world title win at Mania 12, Shawn Michaels defended the belt against the man who had beaten him at the previous year's Showcase of the Immortals. Diesel had once been Shawn's good friend, but now the two were the best of enemies. Oh, that's why the show was called that. Very good. The main event of the 7th In Your House show was a no-holds-barred affair for the ages, as the two members of the clique did not hold back. Michaels stole a boot from a Spanish commentator and hit Diesel with it, so Big Sexy went one further by pulling off Mad Dog Vachon's artificial leg and using that as a weapon. You can all stop now, we've reached peak wrestling. This wildest of wild brawls ended when HBK hit a sneaky low blow, then a leg shot, I love saying that, and finally a sweet chin music to mark one hell of a first pay-per-view title defense. This match is also significant for being the last time Kevin Nash would wrestle on WWE TV for several years, as he and Scott Hall left for WCW soon after. Number 2, Bret Hart vs Stone Cold Steve Austin at Survivor Series. In the same way that Red Dead Redemption has a predecessor that nobody remembers, Bret Hart and Steve Austin actually met on pay-per-view months before their legendary clash at WrestleMania 13. Unlike Red Dead Revolver though, this match was actually good. Hart represented the old honourable ways of the company, whilst Austin was the loudmouthed, disrespectful newbie who, despite his lack of morals, was getting more and more popular with each passing second. One thing these two did have in common was that they were exceptional wrestlers, and when put together, they somehow got even better. For every big move one guy pulled off, the other had something to throw right back at them. Austin hit Bret with his old stun gun finish, so Bret fired back with one of his own. Hart smashed Austin into the barricade, so the Rattlesnake fired back by slingshotting him into the announce table. You know what they say, sharing is caring. The Hitman got the win by reversing a $1 million dream into a pin, but it was clear to everyone that this rivalry was far from over, and thank God it wasn't. Number 1, Shawn Michaels vs Mankind at In Your House 10, Mind Games. Even with all the great matches Shawn Michaels had against giants, super athletes, and technical masters in '96, his best bout of the entire year came against some hairy bloke in a knockoff Hannibal Lecter mask. Mankind had recently teamed up with Paul Bearer and set his sights on HBK's world title belt. They met in the main event of In Your House 10, which was subtitled Mind Games because of the lengthy psychological war that Mick Foley had been waging against his opponent. No matter how hard Michaels struck Mankind or how much damage he did to his knee, back or hand, Foley just kept getting back up to inflict more torture on the champ. The usual
Yeah, that's cause Mick Foley just never backs down.
The cocky and flamboyant title holder was completely flummoxed and sold it beautifully, looking like he was genuinely fearing for his life on multiple occasions. The only knock against this match is that it ended via DQ when Vader ran in to attack Michaels. But even with this little blemish against it, this is still an absolutely phenomenal bout between binary opposite.
Alright, that was 10 best WWE matches of 1996. Tell me what you guys want to see next in the comments down below. I got more videos coming. Subscribe, like, comment, and yeah, Uriah out.